Same problem. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of GameSlean TV. It's Thursday night, time for GameSlean TV. This is GameSlean for September 19th, 2013. GTA 5. GTA 5 is a big thing this week, so let's get going. My name is Chris, and I'm your host. Let's introduce everybody else to make the show possible. To my right on the co-host sofa, we've got Josh.
Sir, not so excited about GTA 5.
Why?
Can't go into it too much right now.
You better be ready to explain why.
Be so excited about this turd.
This turd. You're just a turd out
Speaking of your
there.
microphone, damn it.
Speak into that.
To his right, we've got Steve.
Speaking into it.
Hey. Yeah.
And
Whatever.
also, we've got Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Over on production, we've got Xander.
Chained to the chair.
That looked like it glitched out pretty good.
And on co-production,
Fire. What is it? 17 FPS. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
Damn it, Xander.
I do it.
Change
that stuff over there.
Somebody.
Xander, what are you doing with
Don't
that
have
thing?
build a computer.
It's every
Next, Chris.
every single week I hear this.
Co-production,
Last but not least,
we got
remotely via
Nick.
Skype, we've got
Co-production, we have no one.
Toon.
We have
Nick.
nobody. We have
Got
That's
me.
Predator. That's it. It's
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Last
Predator.
and
toucher.
least, Tom.
That's it. Last and least, me.
Predator.
Predator.
What I'm always watching, man. Predator.
That's what I'm always watching. Predator.
Okay,
Get to the
well,
chopper!
Let's
the
hit
chopper.
some news of the week so we can move on to GTA 5. Of course, we're talking about GTA 5 this week, but news of the week, first news item. We touched on this a while back when we learned that Index Corporation was in a little bit of trouble here. So Sega has now bought Index Corporation, who owns Atlas, so
Yeah, Sega Atlas Cast.
there they are.
It's coming.
For about 14 billion yen, or around $141 million.
That's it?
So, yeah, that's it. So now
Yeah.
all of Atlas's publishing and development stuff will all be handled by Sega now. Any thoughts on this?
That's
This is fine. Yeah, I mean, they'll,
one up for
in the
Sega.
release it said that they're happy they can continue their business.
Well, now I'm
operations,
just
so
glad
that's
we
good.
can get more Persona and Shin Megami Tensei games, so I can be like, oh man, I'm totally gonna play this game. Maybe start it and not finish it, because each game's like 100 hours long. But
Start it and not finish it.
but
Sounds
no,
like
it's
me
good.
in every
No,
game
the
I
games
play.
are good. Like, but I can't finish Persona 3. I've been playing it for the past 6 months, so it's never gonna happen.
The games
but-
are hard. I've
Yeah.
never played.
They're
Playing
hard.
that for the,
They're
you've been
hard.
playing that for the past 6 years. You're never gonna beat it.
These games are harder than real life.
Sega's kind of a shell of their former selves.
Hey, they just
but-
bought a company for $140 million.
Yeah.
They're doing all right. Maybe they're just going to keep afloat
As long
now,
as if
publishing
Atlas
their
can still
titles, but-
put out the quality product they've been putting out, and they're just financed by Sega.
See, what's going to
that's
happen
fine.
is Sega's going to buy them. They're going to come up with some great game Atlas will be working on. We don't know about it. They're going to make so much freaking money.
They're gonna buy Capcom
They'll
next.
make
That's
a
what they're gonna do.
console again.
No, what they're
Everyone will
gonna
be happy.
what they're gonna do is buy Capcom and use all those IPs, then make the Mega Console,
Super console.
Super
Naomi.
Console.
Sounds like a long shot.
The Naomi 2,
Yeah, but
CPS 7, or whatever
yeah,
it's
but
up to now.
Capcom only has $150 million in the bank.
Wow.
They're broke.
I wish
I
had
only have
$150
$30 in the bank.
Yeah, but
Chris,
for
they
a
almost have as much money as you.
No, not really.
yeah, but for a major game developer, that's nothing. That is the
Yeah,
production.
for Capcom, that's surprising. Like, we completely sidetracked this story to
Well,
Capcom, but
especially for a developer of their size.
Yeah, they stink now
it is
anyways.
Considering it is a bit concerning, rather,
Yeah.
but they made some bad decisions running Resident Evil to into the ground, and they've done some other stupid things. So it's
Street Fighter mandatory DLC and all sorts of other stupid crap.
They ran all their franchises into the ground.
Not making a new Mega Man mandatory on disc DLC, saying that
happens eventually.
DLC is going to change the save their company. Capcom's done. It's
Actually,
game over.
I will say the new for a new franchise, it's not that new anymore. But what the hell is it? The zombie one.
Resident Evil?
Not Resident Evil.
Dead
the
Rising?
other zombie
Yeah.
one.
Oh.
The other
Walking
movie-
Dead?
The one that came out on Xbox like for a launch.
Total brain fart right now.
How's
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising, yeah.
Oh, Dead
Just
Rising.
said that.
That's a fun franchise.
There's a third one coming out for the new system.
Not really.
Other than that, it was
It sucked.
They just released the Dead Rising 2 on Xbox's free games for live people, and I was
you should
playing
download
that.
because it's better than the
All right.
first one.
Yeah, I'm playing it.
But anyways, moving on.
Yeah, let's move on to the
Shut
next
up.
one.
Yeah.
That was kind of pointless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Capcom's dead.
Like
Move
my
on.
life.
Another news item this week, Blizzard has announced that Diablo 3 auction houses are shutting down. Not right away, but next year.
Good.
So, too bad for everybody
Good.
that was reliant on this. Now, the interesting thing about this, I remember when Diablo 3 launched, and I heard some people that didn't really think things through were actually quitting their full-time jobs to create things for the auction house and get real money off of this. And I heard that they changed something else that made it more restrictive, so that sort of backfired for those people. But now the auction house is being blown up completely.
These guys are people who quit jobs that are not as consequential as you might think. They worked at Panera Bread.
Probably.
Hey, come on
Hey,
now.
You know,
Walmart.
Panera Bread. Delicious.
do you work at Panera Bread?
Yes, I work at Panera.
I don't know.
I'm glad this is happening, and it actually makes me want to go. They have an expansion coming out like next year or the year after, whenever Blizzard releases it, and I was like,
Yeah.
But now that they're getting rid of the auction house, it makes me actually want to go back and play it, because for me, and I'm pretty sure most will agree with me who put some serious time into Diablo 3, I feel like the drop rate for like cool items and good items was kind of like limited because they wanted everything kind of funneled into the auction house. They wanted the players to go on there and spend their gold and then go take that step further and spend their real money to get like these items instead of finding it on monsters and treasure chests and stuff. So I'm hoping this is
It's
going to
like a
fix
tablet
those
game
issues.
business format. Like they
Yeah,
give you the
like,
game for free,
I would
and then
play
to
with
buy
people-
anything
yeah.
that's cool.
I would play with people to run like dungeons, and I'd be like, oh, this is fun. Let's kill some monsters, kill some demons, get some loot. And like this one guy I was playing with a lot, he was like, oh man, your gear's running behind it. I was like, yeah, I gotta do a few more runs, maybe get a new weapon or something. He's like, well, just go in the auction house, dude. He's like, I'll give you like a couple million gold, and you can just buy the item there. And I'm like, oh well, that kind of defeats the purpose of playing the game. So I don't know.
It's like gold farming on. Warcraft.
Exactly.
Or
Hopefully, the whole
Lotro.
game's based around getting new loot. So the fact is that they're gonna make it about that again by getting rid of the auction house. I think it'll make it good. So I guess we'll see.
We will. Yeah, not a big deal for me because I haven't played Diablo 3.
I haven't either.
Whatever. All right,
Diablo
now, you may have heard
3?
about this news item. Grand Theft Auto 5 has shattered sales records and has earned $800 million in its first day.
Kel Surprise.
So
Chump change.
this has dethroned the previous champion, which I believe was Black Ops 2.
I was gonna say Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah. Possibly, but yeah, that is a lot of money. In contrast, and Toom had mentioned this to me earlier this week. These guys raked in $800 million in about 24 hours, give or take, and Capcom only has $150 million in the bank.
Oh yeah, it's
It says
ridiculous.
right here, that's only 5.6 atlases.
Yeah, right there it is. That's another good one. Yep.
So basically, Rockstar is going to buy Capcom in the near future.
Possibly, they could.
It could happen. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to. They don't
Yeah,
have
and then
any
they'll
cred-
get Mega Man running around smoking joints and shooting guys up with his blaster in the middle of
No, they're
South
just going to
Central.
release their own
You can already do that in Dead Rising. Actually, you can get the Mega Man suit and
Can
shoot
you
zombies.
really?
Again, yeah.
Yes.
The point I wanted to make about this is that this is one of those types of things where GTA is now such a popular phenomenon. Is that there's people that may not consider themselves gamers, but when a Grand Theft Auto game comes out, they play it, and I think that's
Right.
kind of what is contributing to this. And,
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe they're
it's got
not,
a lot.
they're
It's
not
got a lot of
necessarily-
crossover appeal.
It's basically
Yeah.
how Microsoft is planning on making money with the Xbox One. Is they're counting on people who don't necessarily play games because it does other stuff too.
Sure.
It's the same sort of thing. Just everybody tends to have something that they want to do with some sort of device, and Grand Theft Auto is that kind of game that like everybody will play for the most part because it's popular. Everyone's going to go see a Marvel movie when it comes
I
out.
haven't seen a single Marvel movie.
You
Missing
haven't.
out.
I haven't.
No.
Since Spider-Man 1.
You haven't seen Shampoo in a month and a half. Or the rest
Yeah.
of
All right, moving on.
Like my head?
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think to get back on track here, I think Josh is right. Like the same crowd who's really going to get behind GTA. Like, I mean, you're going to get a video game crowd as well, but I mean, these are the same people that they only play Black Ops and they only play Call of Duty. I mean, it's got obviously like a large demographic of the video game crowd itself that actually do play video games, but your casual gamer is going to play it too.
Yeah, I mean, you get those types. There's the kids that only buy 1 or 2 games a year.
Yeah.
Then there's also a crowd that's why I think this number is so large, because there's people that are like, oh, a new GTA game, and maybe they're not consistent gamers, or maybe they don't play games every week, but
they buy Madden every year.
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
Madden, Call of Duty, Mass Effect.
The couple games a year they buy, GTA is going to be one of them if there's a new one. So there you go.
Well, it's out, and I still haven't played it.
Same here.
Yeah, I'll play it. I'll play it when it's $20 next year.
Yeah, we're the weirdos.
Now a bit of a
following the crowd.
Sad news story here. We found out today that the former CEO and president of Nintendo, Mr. Yamauchi, has passed on today. He was 85 years old, and I'm sure anybody that's ever been a fan of Nintendo or anybody that's a fan of games is familiar with Mr. Yamauchi here.
Or at least what he did.
He was, I believe, he was there from the beginning of Nintendo.
He's been there for a while.
He was the 3rd president.
Been there since they were making playing cards.
Yeah. Wasn't he the founder and CEO?
That's right there since 1949.
Yeah.
Nintendo's
so he was there from day one when they were just a trading card and toy company. And
I actually just found this soundbite that I think would be appropriate. Yeah. It's from the man himself. Hold on one second. I pulled this up for you guys.
All right.
It's coming.
Let us have
a year now.
Tom, what the hell?
Stay classy,
Dude,
Tom.
Inappropriate.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about that a while back when he bought the.
When he died, it actually made that noise.
No, when he bought the Mariners, there was a whole thing about that.
Oh. He's reading the article for the first time now, folks.
Yeah, he's reading this for the first time.
I remember it was a big deal. Yeah, what does it say? Yeah, they were struggling, and then it was taken over by Nintendo of America.
That guy Thomson Reuters writes a lot of stories. You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm. Gatthew Moore in the chat said that the DS killed him.
It killed him?
Yeah.
He couldn't hang on anymore. I mean, it might be got him off guard. Death by 2DS.
Oh, well.
But yeah, very, very sad day. I mean, he helped establish the Nintendo Entertainment System, which helped establish modern video gaming as we know it. So
for sure, and I'll argue that the current team at Nintendo, it's the executive team there, it's in less capable hands at the moment. So Iwata's been super highly criticized by a number of people, and Nintendo's not doing so great these days. But whatever, they could turn it around.
It's okay. He's out in the afterlife, hanging out with Gunpei Yokai.
Oh yeah,
yes.
The Game Boy and Metroid. Yeah.
The last system that this gentleman worked on was actually the GameCube, I believe. So I mean, I think he left at the height of what I would consider my favorite Nintendo console. So
it's sort of interesting to think about, though, that the people who started the video game industry, I guess you'd say, are dying.
Well, they're older.
Like, video games haven't been around that long.
And 30 years, 40 years.
And it's like
it's interesting that we're getting to the point now where like these guys are 85 years old. I mean, it's Nintendo. Nintendo's been around for a billion years beyond video games, but still, it's like, I don't know. That's kind of crazy. Anyway.
Well,
we all die.
Everybody dies.
Thanks. We all go and die.
Good night, sweet prince.
All right, let's round things out with one final news item here now. If anybody's a fan of the Panzer Dragoon games that were on the Sega Saturn back in the day, now I think this game was supposed to be a 360 Connect game at some point. Maybe they've made some changes to it, but some information out of the Tokyo Game Show this week. What is this? Yes,
what is this?
Crimson Dragon.
Yeah, what is this?
Crimson Dragon, spiritual
the name
successor
escaped
to Panzer
him for
Dragoon.
a moment.
So let's look at these screenshots. Look pretty awesome, actually. Now this is exclusive to Xbox One. It's going to be available on launch, and it's a $20 downloadable game.
I didn't even
Wasn't
know.
this on
I
PlayStation
didn't
as
even
well?
know what this was.
No, this
No,
was
this one.
Not this one, obviously, but Panzer Dragoon. Wasn't there a PlayStation
They were on
version?
Saturn, and then Panzer Dragoon Orta was on the original
Yeah.
Xbox, and I think,
Oh,
yeah,
I
I
think it was an
remember that.
exclusive. It was an exclusive for that, and that was a weird thing. I think Microsoft probably helped with the development cost for that game, and that game was awesome. But you
Those
know,
are pretty cool dragons, I have to say.
the Panzer Dragoon games have a
Yeah.
bit of a cult following, but they are very good.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing the Saturn one when it came out and being a big fan. I didn't play the Xbox one, but good games nonetheless.
Yep.
They made a second one for Saturn too, I think, right?
Yeah, there's 3 on Saturn. There's the original. There's how do you say it again?
Well, this is
Fly.
the funny. There's Panzer Dragoon,
the
original.
The original, yep.
and the second one was called the one that I was telling you about. It's called Zwei, which
Zwei, there
is
you go.
the German word for number 2. Which
Okay.
I thought it sounded like when you were telling me
Okay.
earlier was the third one, which was confusing me. So
And then there was Panzer Dragoon Zell, which is the RPG or Panzer Dragoon Saga here in the U.S. And
Yeah.
that was
I don't know what Zell means. That's not a word that I.
It's
Maybe it means 3.
A Zell. She's
Oh,
one of the,
Azel.
she's one of the lead characters in the game.
It's like Final Fantasy Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that game
That
was
was a good
excellent. That
decision,
game, they
too.
released that, and it had to compete with Final Fantasy VII, so you can understand why
That
not
game
too many
was
people-
doomed from the
not too many
beginning.
people knew about it, and
Yeah.
compared to other games at the time, it was only around 20 hours, but it was still on 4 CDs.
Yeah.
So,
well, back then everything was on
so
4
good,
CDs.
good luck trying to get a
Yeah, that's
copy of
true.
Panzer Dragoon Saga if you're interested, though, because you're probably going to be looking at like $500 for an original working copy. So, anyways,
Come
that's going
on.
to do it for the news, guys. Let's move on to our review this week. Obviously,
Sony?
What do we?
Hey, what about the yeah? We're skipping
that
Sony.
thing.
Sorry.
One more thing.
One more news item.
One
Some
more.
of us watched the Sony
The
keynote
Sony live stream, yes, from TGS.
for the PS4 in Japan, which
We watched it.
And this was broadcast in both Japanese and English.
yes, it was dubbed.
Well, yeah, it was.
Which
they
I
had-
thought was really ironic that the guy speaking was not Japanese, speaking in Japanese, and then they dubbed him with a Japanese translator who didn't speak English very well.
Yeah, Andrew House, who was speaking very poor Japanese, being translated by a Japanese translator speaking very, very poor English. So the whole situation was fairly ironic.
I think we have a clip here now. They started out with this big, hey, we're all cool, we're college kids in Tokyo, and we all freaking play PlayStation, everything. They do show for a second, though, the really cool thing, the Vita console, which is going to be $100.
That girl should be doing her
The Vita
homework.
TV,
What is she
right?
doing?
She's cheesing on
See,
video games.
This is showing the remote play, which a lot of people were like, it's not going to run like that. You're not
I-
going to be able
they-
to play it with that
yeah.
kind of latency or PlayStation
She's not doing her
4.
homework.
Through an internet connection. If it works, that'll be awesome. Then they're connected and they have all this stuff. The kid goes off and then they play fun things and Killzone.
Killzone Shadowfall.
We cut this down a bit because it was
Good morning, ladies and
here we come
gentlemen.
now.
Well,
Wait,
today,
okay, so now we have
TGS.
Andrew House. This was
Thank
very.
you for giving me
comes
the
in, he
opportunity,
said these
giving us
kind
the
of important
opportunity
things, so
to talk
we've got that
about
for
the
you
keynote
right now.
lecture.
And suddenly you realize
This is my first time to speak
Wait,
in
I've heard this
Japanese
before.
in front of such a big
I've heard
audience,
this
and
before as
please
well, right?
allow me
I know
to.
this.
Please forgive me if I
Yeah.
make mistakes
I believe
in
that
choosing
this
words.
announcement
Well,
keynote was
what we're gonna do
definitely
today is that
a
I
live
will
action version
first
of Zero Wing.
in the world
Yes.
the
Okay, so Andrew.
game
There they
consoles.
are.
What
We get
are the
signal.
rules that they should be playing?
That's
So-
how it translated from when I was
Therefore,
listening.
PlayStation 4
If you listen closely, you
should
can
deliver
hear
what kind of user experiences.
exactly
And towards the end,
how it sounds.
recently announced PlayStation Vita
Andrew
TV.
House just translating the Zero Wing.
The
There
lifestyle
he is
of
there.
entertainment will advance.
Yeah, there he is. Okay, okay.
Those are the topics that I will touch upon.
What you
which
say?
will be followed by Ito
He's not
and
the captain of
Yoshida.
Sony.
So,
And
so
they will
if you know the game,
about
everybody
They
gets
will
the joke.
include
You know,
world's first
Japanese games
demonstrations
sometimes have poor
to
English
explain
translations, and they had a
PS4.
kind of funny poor English
Let's start.
translation of the keynote from Japan. Of an English-speaking
The
man
evolution
speaking Japanese
of consoles.
translated by Japanese.
I'd like to use this opportunity
So that's
Sounds
the
like-
joke. We thought it was hilarious.
to
This is almost like an Inception scenario. It's a joke within a joke within a
console.
joke.
It is.
what kind of roles.
And the
a
only
console
person who's
should
gonna
be
understand this
playing
is some
in this
really
connected world.
Deep
Devout video
like-
game player.
Somebody like most people are gonna like just not know what we're saying here.
Everybody Everybody knows
It's
someone
better.
set up us a bomb.
Yeah, all your base are
All
belong to
base
us.
are
That's one
belong
of the
to
biggest
us.
memes out there.
It's the best one ever. It's the first English.com.
English.
All right. Well, Josh and I thought this was funny, and we know what we're saying.
I spent some time putting that little video together for everyone.
Thanks, Josh.
That
You're welcome.
that is the joke.
I had to contribute something to the show this week, seeing as I have nothing to say that's pleasant about GTA 5.
That image of Rainier Wolfcastle with that's the joke
Yeah.
caption, that
That-
gets me every time.
Yeah.
Like,
That-
whenever
that-
someone
that
posts
is the
that, they
joke.
usually use it really well.
I have
Was
no
that-
idea what you're talking
You
about.
don't?
No.
You
that
haven't
was-
seen that posted on message boards?
I don't read
seen the
message
GIF, but I know who
boards.
you're talking
I listen
about.
to NPR, man. Reads Newsweek.
It's from like Rainier Wolfcastle is doing stand up on a Simpsons episode, and then he says the joke, and then he says that's the joke, and then so they made it.
Who's Rainier Wolfcast?
He's
The guy
the
who plays
Simpsons
it, he's
version
supposed
of
to be
like
Arnold.
Arnold.
Oh, right. I didn't know his name.
So,
I haven't
yeah,
watched
so
The Simpsons in a long
they
time.
it's funny. I don't know. This is like we're getting way off here. They just made an image of him standing up there at the microphone, and then he's captioned with "That's the joke"
That is-
underneath.
now I
so,
get
so
it.
people they posted if somebody's being dense on a forum or something, and
Right.
and someone doesn't get the sarcasm.
I wish I'd known that joke. I would have thrown it in at the end of that. little
Nice
video.
going. All right, so let's move on.
that
Let's talk
is the
about our
joke.
review this week. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto taking up everybody's attention this week. Grand Theft Auto 5 was released on Tuesday, and it is crazy. So let's jump right into it. We should start off with the graphics like we usually do, so let's do that.
Didn't play it.
Yeah. Tom,
Well, Tom and I didn't play it, but I've seen a lot of videos of it, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the graphics do look better.
It's been hard to miss. So
It
I'll
looks
say-
like they've upped the
Yeah, it's like
ante a
I'm
little
there.
bit. It's like I'm there.
I'll start off with the
It-
graphics. I'll say if there's any criticism to be leveraged against this
There's
game,
the DS.
it would be with the graphics. So, you can see here the graphics are solid. They do look a lot similar to GTA 4, and there's some updating and some added details. The cars all look really good, of course. The environments are detailed. They got that dynamic weather, the time of day changes and stuff.
Yeah,
I believe
dynamic
they had
weather.
that in GTA 4.
This
though.
must be Grand Theft Auto because it's exactly what all the other ones are like. You turn around
Yeah.
and crash into a guy
Overall,
all the time.
if you play GTA 4, this is going to be really familiar to you.
Yeah, I mean, it uses the same engine, but I think the graphics, and it probably has to do with where it's located. They're a little bit more vibrant. I think the details are better. I felt like GTA 4 was very bland and like muddy looking, just because it was in Liberty City.
Yeah.
So everything, it was just a lot of shades of gray. This one, I think there's a lot more variety as far as like the colors that are presented in the world, and it
That car held up well.
just looks better overall. I think. I mean, it's also a little bit more updated too, considering GTA 4 came out quite a few number of years ago. So.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and I remember I didn't play it right when it came out. I played it
Yeah.
later, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I agree with you.
But I mean, when you look at like the big picture of this game, like this world is massive. And
What?
what are you saying?
Steve's got color commentary going on. No one knows
Steve,
what
you got
color it
something to
is.
say?
Oh no, I mean you guys pretty much covered graphics.
yeah, there's not. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about graphics. It's very similar to GTA 4,
Yeah.
but you can notice the stuff that they've updated, and the detail is all there. Everything is there. There's not.
The animation looks a lot more fluid, I feel like.
Yeah,
it's
the-
not as
yeah,
kind of
the animation's a little
like
bit
I don't know
better.
what they call it when in the gaming industry when you're designing these things, but the solidity of your character and the environments. Like when a guy grabs a guy like this, or something pushes up against it, there's none of that weird like
Clipping.
clipping, overlapping,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Sure.
So it looks more smooth to me.
There was some pop up like every now and then, but it's to be
Yeah.
expected. I mean,
Yeah.
this thing's pushing.
It's
this
chugging.
hardware
It's
stuff.
chugging gigabytes.
Yeah.
'Cause on the
So what is the deal? Did
360
Ray
I'll take-
Liotta like loan his face to this game?
The 360 version
not
chugs
Ray
mad
Liotta.
gigabytes. I can
Does
tell you.
it?
But yeah, is that the guy who voiced Michael here?
I don't know. He
Because-
looks like
no,
Ray Liotta.
it's not Ray Liotta. Everyone thought it was going to be Ray Liotta because they thought maybe
face looks
it
like
was going to
him.
be his character from Vice City, like reprising his role. Like in
Was
this.
he in Vice City?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the main character, but
Oh.
he denied it. It's not him.
It's just another guy. It's another actor.
Yeah.
That's an interesting comment though, because they did use the likenesses for the voice actors that voiced the three lead characters.
He does.
Oh.
I saw images of the actual voice actor. He does look a lot like Ray Liotta. Anyway,
Yeah.
he just looks like an older
So
mafia
It's
looking
basically
guy.
Ray Liotta.
Well,
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's what you're saying.
It's the
So
poor
it pretty
man's.
much is. Pretty
It's
much
the poor
is,
man's
yeah.
Ray Liotta.
Speaking
It's
of,
not, what
speaking
was his
of,
character from Vice City again?
I don't remember.
Tommy Vercetti.
Tommy Vercetti. Yeah, it's not Tommy Vercetti.
That
Which
guy's having some problems.
I wish it was, but no. The main character's cool. But we'll get on to that.
Yeah.
Let's move over to sound. So in an open world like this, the sound is very important because it's all part of the atmosphere. I don't have a ton to say about sound. So yeah, you need to have a super heavy consideration here. The voice acting is top notch. The one thing I'll mention is like this game, and I remember it a little bit from 4, but this game is just like they just laid the profanity on super thick.
Oh my God,
It's like every sentence, like they say, like Josh, like if you ever decide to play this, like you cannot play this with the little ones around.
Okay.
No way. Like,
I had to close my windows. I live in a city. I had to close my windows. I'll just say that. I did not feel comfortable with this game blaring outside in the neighborhood. It's
I'm noticing that the
Yeah.
environments are very much more detailed than the previous versions.
They are.
There's
Totally.
you used to have like these sort of blank cement landscapes, and there's like a lot going on in this alleyway.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like
I mean, it's awesome.
an alleyway in
It looks
Los
like
Angeles.
Santa Monica. It's
was a little grosser than Santa Monica.
well, this isn't like the
This is
ghetto
LA.
area.
Yeah.
Like,
like there's like
nicer
parts
areas.
like,
Yeah,
like
there are parts of it that like
being in Santa
this.
Monica, like it looks just like it.
It's laid out the
pretty
same
awesome.
way.
But yeah, like with the music, like I guess one thing like with sound is like just like the soundtracks. I mean, they were always pretty cool in like the previous games, but I really think they did a good job with the radio stations and stuff on this game. And I guess one thing that I guess I appreciate is that I mean, just for like the hardcore station or punk station, there's Keith Morris from Black Flag.
Oh, awesome.
he was the DJ.
He's the announcer, and it's kind of cool. It's like it's like
Yeah, and that band's off is on.
yeah,
on
his
stage.
band in it off is in the station, and
yeah, that's cool. I haven't listened to that particular station a whole lot, but yeah, the radio stations. I mean,
Are they less repetitive?
There's variety. There's all
Yeah.
sorts of. There's
I do notice that like you do hear a lot of the same songs over and over again, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised when I heard a few. I was like, oh,
I
man,
like
I
the
love this
'80s
song.
one when all the '80s music came. I was like, oh, I like
Yeah.
this. That was half the reason I liked playing the game. I turned the radio on.
the
and
first
listened to
time,
80s
like
music.
when I was playing the game and it first switched me to Michael, I got in his Audi knockoff or whatever it's supposed to be, and I changed the radio station and I started. So it started blasting Steve Winwood, and I was doing a burnout, and then I just did a donut, and it was the craziest thing to me because you can do that in GTA 4, but just like I just started, when I switched to him, I was like, all right, let's check this out, and I'm just doing donuts in the middle of the road with this music playing, and it was pretty cool. So there's that. I mean, anything else on sound? I'll say all the detail is there. When you're walking around the city, all the familiar sounds are there. Everything sounds, the way you would expect for a game that had this type of budget behind it. So
oh yeah, I mean
Yeah, it's
sounds
all
good.
there.
Radio stations are good. The score to the game is good. Like during those like cinematic
Oh,
moments
yeah,
where they have
yeah.
like just the game score playing.
I noticed that too.
It was good.
The background music during those points where you're not in the car, listening to the radio. Those are done really well.
Yeah.
So let's move on to gameplay then. Now at this point, the GTA games and some other Rockstar games have this specific formula that they've been using for a while now. Most stuff is mission based, and this game is just the latest evolution of that, right?
Somebody got shot.
So, yeah.
Yeah. He has a random bullet hole.
That's
in
an
the
interesting
that didn't
detail.
happen when I was playing. Yeah, that's weird.
I love the gameplay in this. And you know what? I wasn't sure about this game like back when they announced it. I was happy that they're moving away from Liberty City because I feel like out of like the three main areas, Vice City, Liberty City, Vice City, and the San Andreas or Los Santos area, Liberty City to me is the most boring and bland.
Yeah,
It was just all gray.
Hasn't Liberty City been used the most too? Like, hasn't it?
Oh,
been,
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the setting of most of the games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But the gameplay itself, I was like, is it going to be like 4? And I got to say right off the bat, it isn't. Just to hit a few points, we can go into more detail on it too. One thing that killed me about 4 was the driving. I thought it felt like junk.
Yeah,
It
the
was way
cars
too
were
floaty.
so bad. Like it was just like driving.
This controls,
boat.
this controls a lot better. And I also, what I didn't like about 4, I guess I'm going to use that comparison because it's the same generation.
Sure.
last generation with PS2, we had San Andreas, huge open world, and pretty much where this game takes place. You had your main city, and you had different parts of the city, like the more like ghetto areas, and then you had the higher class areas. Plus, you had that whole mountain region, the small mountain like trucker towns and everything. There was a ton to explore. You could drive cars, bikes, motorcycles, planes, helicopters. There was just a ton of variety. And then you went to 4, and you could drive cars or motorcycles in one city. And it just like, I felt like it was a dumbed down like world just with better graphics. And this kind of went back to what San Andreas had, just with improved graphics overall. So that just had made the game like so much more better for me personally.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. You can tell that they tweaked the vehicle controls, and I remember that being a big complaint about GTA 4. People were not happy with how the controls were, but it's the same. I mean, the control scheme is the same. It's just everything feels better in general.
Yeah.
The character movement and aiming and stuff as well. Did you feel the same way with that? I think the character movement feels better too.
Oh yeah, definitely. The cover system works better. The auto aim works better. Steven?
The auto aim? I mean, the auto aim is the one thing I guess I thought was a little bit better in previous games.
Really?
Well, just the auto aim, because I guess you have like the crosshair, whereas this one I feel like it's more, it's less auto aim, and I feel like you have to kind of like actually aim yourself, which I'm all for that, but I just feel like in the other games it was a little easier to like just lock onto a target.
I've ever seen.
But yeah, the tow truck's awesome.
Yeah, this guy's doing the
Does he have to
repo
get out?
missions?
tow truck missions here. Yeah, you just essentially back up and the hook attaches itself to the car, and then you just take off. So.
Wow.
I wasted a ton of time doing this because the character that Franklin there was talking to earlier is like just this coked out chick he knows who like begs him to like help her. So he's got to fill in for like her scumbag boyfriend or something driving this tow truck here. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's so many, in any of these open world games, there's so many side attractions that you can get caught up in and just lose tons of time with. But I'll mention one last thing here on gameplay. They've got the what they're calling the hobbies and pastimes now, like tennis, golf, and cycling. All these things. The controls. I remember the controls feeling a little bit shoddy in GTA 4 for like the bowling and darts and stuff. And I feel like in this one, for the ones that I've tried so far, the controls are way better. Like the tennis is awesome. The tennis.
Yeah, I was
really
playing
good.
the tennis, and I was like, this is like it felt like just like a legit tennis game. I'm trying to think of the most legit tennis. I think the most legit tennis game I've ever played is Mario Tennis, but I felt like the controls weren't part of that.
Last tennis game I played was on the Virtual Boy.
Oh man.
Virtua Tennis?
Something like that.
I guess another major thing to add to the gameplay is just like, as everybody knows, in the game you can play as 3 different characters, and I think it's great.
Yeah, we should touch on that.
You can switch.
I know
That's
this
really
place. That's hilarious.
I feel like there's parts of the game that like
real.
look just like Santa Monica. It's nuts.
Yeah, this is real.
There's 3 characters, and once like you get all 3 characters, or even when you get 2, like you can switch between the 2 or 3 like anytime you want, really. And it's like, it's just cool because like you can get bored, you can do all the missions for one character, and then you switch to another, and you have like a whole nother aspect of the game, and I don't know. I think it's a really cool new feature.
Yeah, no, I like it. And I like when you switch to the other characters. Whoa. Like they could be doing like the most random stuff ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they go off. You've got the guy you're controlling, but then the other characters go off and do their own thing in the meantime, and you can
catch them in some real awkward, weird moments.
Yeah, like taking a dump or whatever.
Yeah.
Does that actually happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
There was one where it's pretty much random how it happens, but you can switch to one of the guys, and he definitely like wakes up like just in his underwear, like knocked out on train tracks. Yeah, he wakes up and on train tracks, and a train's coming after. He's just like, there's no story behind how we got there. It's just like that's happened to be what he was doing like before you switch to him.
What is this guy doing? Trying to steal a boat?
No, they're
trying to get the boat back.
That's his boat. Some people are trying to like steal it. That's why he's chasing him. So his son is actually hiding in the head. And so Franklin has to he's about to get thrown over the edge here and choked out by this guy. But Franklin's trying to like rescue his son off the boat while these crooks are making off with it.
And this is actually a good spot, or a good part of the game where you actually do get to switch between the characters a little bit, and that's really cool.
But if we want to talk about switching between the characters, I also want to mention too, each character has their own special ability, which makes him feel unique. Franklin, the one who's on the boat, not driving right now, he has like the special ability to slow down time while driving. It's a lifesaver in this game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! Like so many chases, like that's helped me so much. And then Michael gets the slow-mo bullet time, and then Trevor gets like the rage mode where he takes less damage and does more damage. So they each have their own like little like unique ability that kind of differentiates them and makes it a reason to play through all of them. Plus they all have their own missions, and then they all work together on the heist missions. What'd you guys think of those?
I've only done one so far, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, the heist missions are excellent. Whoa. The story missions overall, like this is the typical, this is the type of thing you're going to be doing when you do the story missions. This is one of the longer ones, but yeah, all the story missions are pretty involved.
This mission was awesome. Because there was a lot to it, like, and it had just enough challenge where it was, I felt good about beating it, but it wasn't like super annoying.
Yeah.
Also, they added mission checkpoints to this game.
Finally. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool because I used to hate that.
Ones. That is one thing.
I would just give up and start driving around. I'm like, forget
some of these missions, you have to pick someone up.
I didn't even realize that, but you're right. Yeah, I got so frustrated on some of the old GTAs.
So you're still going to die in this game. That's going to happen, but you don't have to start all the way from the beginning anymore, and it's awesome. So because some of these missions really go on, like even like those heist missions have like multiple parts. You're switching to multiple characters during the mission. But it's awesome because it adds a lot more variety to the game. It keeps everything fresh. So, yeah. Awesome game.
I cannot wait for the multiplayer.
Absolutely. Okay, so overall...
I can't wait to play this when it's $20.
Overall, let's say, guys, I'd say at this point we've got 3 Game of the Year contenders. BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us.
Papers, please.
I was gonna note that because I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say freaking Papers, please.
Papers, please.
But anyways, 3...
Papers,
If you're talking AAA titles, 3 Game of the Year contenders, BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us, and this game, Grand Theft Auto 5. And if you're for indie games, yeah. Well,
doesn't matter.
Award,
it doesn't even have to be indie games.
Papers, please.
We can award
Papers, please.
We can award Papers, please.
Please.
Indie game of the year.
All right. Well, I guess I want to ask you guys.
If you want to derail our whole review here,
I'll derail it.
Out of those 3 contenders, what's your favorite so far?
Oh yeah, good question. I hadn't considered that.
For Game of the
those
Year,
3,
it could be any game.
I really liked BioShock Infinite.
Assassin's Creed.
Get out of here.
That's another one though that kind of I don't know. I mean, it's almost up there.
It's
with
not
those
out
other 3.
yet though.
No, I mean the 3rd one.
Black Flag's coming out this.
Is that it's a separate game? It's not.
Yeah,
it's part 4.
It's Assassin's Creed 4.
You
got to play that far enough to actually get the Aquila.
I know. I haven't played either of them. I'd say Last of Us for that question.
Yeah. It's close.
I haven't finished any of them. But
I need more thought to put into that.
So far, I don't know. Last of Us. I liked BioShock Infinite. I liked Last of Us even more.
What about Tomb Raider?
Yeah. Okay.
All he gets is a yeah. Okay.
Tomb Raider was good.
So far, I mean, I haven't played this one enough, I guess, to compare to the other 2. But I mean, this is looking like my actual game of the year now. Just from what I played, there's a lot to do, and it's solid action that the other games have. But this also has a
it different enough from its predecessor?
Yeah,
to actually
it is.
warrant?
Oh yeah. Like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of 4.
I actually said I was never going to play another GTA again.
Yeah, I honestly after 4, I was like honestly like I think I'm like done with this like genre.
Is it more of a step up? Well, obviously Bioshock 2 was crap.
Looks like a step down to me.
From 4, but I still liked 4. I thought 4 was okay.
I didn't hate 4, but it was kind of a letdown to me. Where this one, so far, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. Like I actually cannot wait to go home and play this.
Yeah. Let's wrap up this episode. I gotta go back to
Chris, this is Roman. Let's go bowling.
What about this one?
Well, I obviously Bioshock 2 stunk, so you kind of have to leave it out. So it goes from 1 to 3, right?
Okay.
But other than the technological advances, because the game came out so far apart, like Last of Us it's kind of its own sort of game, which makes it more unique, I think. Bioshock, do you think it was a marked improvement over the previous games.
No, because System Shock 2 is better.
System Shock 2.
All right.
All right, then.
Xander agrees.
Yeah.
What do you think? The difference between the BioShock games that came before versus 4 to this one.
I guess
GTA 4 to 5, you know what I mean? Because there's no Last of Us predecessor. It's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, the themes and the general tone of the game is like almost identical, or it may as well be identical between GTA 4 and 5.
Is it?
But BioShock Infinite deals with different things.
Right.
So
I felt like the
that's-
gameplay of BioShock was pretty much the same
Oh, the gameplay
Little-
is
there's a
yeah.
little
as
different, more
as
streamlined.
the previous ones. It was
Well,
faster and more intense.
if you wanna
but
compare-
generally it was the
Yeah,
same
that
sort of
that's
thing.
actually a similar.
The story was more interesting.
If you want to compare 4 to 5 for GTA, 5 has a lot more to do.
or
Yeah.
it's like Oblivion to Skyrim.
Okay.
Because
Wow,
it's so
that's a big
similar.
difference, though.
They're really similar, but like Skyrim added a lot of new things.
Skyrim
but,
was,
you know.
I thought, way better than Oblivion.
Alright.
You know, like the graphics wise, they're the same system. I don't understand how they do this sometimes. The software companies, they make these games and they come out and you're like, okay, this looks awesome. But then the same system is playing this brand new game 10 years later, and you're like, why didn't they make it look like that before?
Over the
You know what I mean?
over the lifetime of the console, they learn new tricks and
Yeah,
they just
they
get
just
really,
squeeze it down, right?
They
But,
just get really, really into it. So,
yeah.
I want to say so to wrap things up here overall. I was expecting a certain level of whatever polish quality from this game, and I want to say that this game hit it and probably exceeded what I was expecting a little bit.
Yeah, the game delivers.
So let's throw up our rating here. Here we go. Bye from all of us.
Except for me, because I didn't have any money.
No money.
No
money.
Not enough funds.
He's going to go pull a heist.
So
Yeah, I gotta go pull a heist to play this stupid game.
it's pretty obvious. I mean, if you're a gamer in any sense of the word, you're aware of this game. You know what to expect. GTA's been around for a while now. This latest installment is one of the best for sure. So
Love it.
so buy it.
No,
Check
definitely.
it out.
I can't buy it. I'm broke.
Me too.
And I can't advocate the game on principle. So that's why I haven't said anything.
Wait, how about this? Everybody who watches the show owes me $50. Then I can buy it.
Why do I owe you $50?
Not you. Everybody who watches the show.
Oh, everyone who watches the show. We
Mail
should
it to my-
start soliciting for money.
What was that,
mail
like
it to
25
my, mail it to my PO box.
Gotta start the Kickstarter for Tom to buy a copy of GTA.
Yeah, send a
Indiegogo.
Wait,
That
let me.
eventually
Not
worked.
even Indiegogo. We
I
should
thought-
just solicit
I
money.
thought that
like
eventually worked.
member
Though. Didn't
sponsored.
somebody eventually send you guys Dead Space 3?
No, we bought it. But
Oh,
if
you
somebody
ran
wants,
out. Yeah.
if somebody wants to let me borrow their copy of Grand Theft Auto 5, I will make a video telling you what I think about the game.
Wow.
But they have to let me borrow their copy of it. So somebody send it to our PO box. You can find it on our Jam That Turbo videos.
Nobody's,
That
nobody's
sounds
in a rush
fair.
for that
So,
opinion.
yeah. So of course, check out Jamdat Turbo if you're interested in that. You can send them whatever. And on that note, I think that's going to wrap us up for this week's episode of GameSlean TV. Guys, check out our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook. Check out our YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at GameSlean. Any other final words? I don't know what we're doing next week.
I have no idea what we're doing next
Well,
week.
actually, I do have an idea, but we can go over that later.
Just keep
Oh,
watching.
Do we have a new guest?
Building a new computer.
Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah. Building a new machine to run the show. Possibly.
On the next show, how to build PCs effectively.
Yes.
On the next show, we're going to talk about
pretty
pretty.
production.
Stuff's blown up over here.
Guys, thanks for
Smoking.
joining us. Keep
Smoking.
playing. We'll see you next time on GameSlean.
Oh no, this thing's smoking. It worked though. It didn't crash.